It is time for the top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of Covrprice's data. That is right. It is based off of data, not speculation, not like throwing things up against the wall, seeing what sticks. This is real data of comic books that have sold in the past week. Their list comes out on a Monday. Our live show is on Friday, and we dissect it, and Chris gives his 3 most interesting picks of the week. That's right, 3. Sometimes it's not 3, though. Is that right, Chris?
It is this week.
It is this week, though. That is absolutely right. But before Chris gets into it, Justin, if it's okay with you, I'm going to read off the top 10 hottest comics.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
At number 10, we have Geiger, number 1. Number 9, we have Tankers, number 1. At number 8, we have the Joker, number 1. The Trevor Hairsign, 1 in 50. At number 7, we have Lando, number 1. The first appearance of bounty hunter Chanath Cha. He's rumored to appear in the new Bounty Hunter series from Marvel. Number 6, we have Berserker, number 1. The third print foil variant. At number 5, we have Captain America, number 25. What could that be related to? Number 4, we have Joker number 1. The first, this is Joker number 2. The first appearance of Vengeance, that is Bane's daughter. At number 3, we have Starlight number 1, the Mark Millar series that is optioned by, I do believe, Netflix. Number 2, we have Strange Tales, number 159. Here it is, guys. This is the full name. This is the one that Swagglehaus picked up. First appearance of Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Do not call her Val. Number 1, we have Jenny Zero, number 1. This is being recalled because of some sort of error, and nobody can figure it out. Everybody thinks it's a nipple or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyways, moving on. Chris, it's time for your 3 most interesting picks of the week from that list. But Chris, what are the 3 most interesting picks of that week?
Yeah, very diverse list. I myself picked up that Berserker third print foil. It's nice looking. I love them foil covers. But okay, my 3 picks. So this was a tough one. Like I said, very diverse list. There was a lot of great stuff, but my number 3, I just had to pick Tankers, number 1. Big shout out to our folks at Bad Idea doing horribly bad things that are just horribly great. And look, we talked about after we brought on Dinesh and Jeff and I have talked about Bad Idea, and we got the backlash after ENIAC number 1 and how hot that book got and what it was selling for, and the people were even like buying up the not first prints for crazy amounts of money, and we're like, guys, chill, they're always going to be there. You can go like get one whenever you want, even if it's like 2 years down the line, right? But the big question mark is, can a new company come into this industry and sustain? And boy, did they get off the ground running. And here they are with their next title, Tankers number 1. And they are just continuing to get hit after hit here. And I'm saying this right now, they're here to stay. This book, 102% increase from in sales this week from when it came out. A high raw, $56. So not as much demand in terms of that, big shoot up in value like ENIAC number 1, but still, $56 after the first week is still decent, and that's for a raw book. So look, the bottom line for me is looking at Bad Idea and seeing that they are creating content that is going to stay fresh and keep all these other publishers on their toes. I think Bad Idea is here to stay. I'll say it again and again. I am loving what they're doing, and I got to start picking up some of these titles myself. I need to get on the bandwagon, man. I'm all good with the not first prints, though. I just want to read the books.
Dude,
same here.
Justin, I don't know if you picked up some copies.
I've missed out, but I want to get a second print or something just so I can read them.
It's good. I've read ENIAC. I've read Tankers. They are excellent. I have ENIAC number 2. I haven't cracked that open. Steve Bradley is right. The paper quality, it will blow you away. It will. And Dinesh was explaining this to us, how they went with a much thicker cover paper quality, like the thickness. I can't remember what caliber he was saying, but it is outstanding. And the stories are what it's all about. ENIAC, I can see that being an excellent film. Tankers would be an outstanding film as well. I implore all you guys to pick them up, read the books. They're very good, and they're hot right now. I agree, Chris. I do not see them going away. By the way, Tankers is my favorite read of 2021.
Nice.
Sith Lordly, yeah, it's very good. I have to say though, yeah, I think it's better than ENIAC as well. They're both really, really good. But there is a question about Lando, the bearded one. Lando 1, is that a key or something? It is. I wouldn't quite say it's a key. However, there's a lot of speculation with bounty hunter Chaneth Cha as having a major part in the Bounty Hunter series that is coming out. That series is about once Boba Fett retrieved Han Solo's body, it was taking him back, I guess, to Boba Fett to get paid, and there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened in between. So I'm psyched to read it. I've already pre-ordered some of those books, and I think you guys should too. Chris, I'm not trying to hijack this segment. This is all you. What's your second hottest book or your second most interesting book of the hottest books of the week?
All right, number two. There was no way I couldn't give love to this book. Again, it's been on the list for a good few weeks now, I do believe. And we just had the last episode in the Falcon and Winter Soldier air today. So I'm not going to say too much, but this is Captain America number 25. We know why it's up here, because this is the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. And this book, like I said, it's been up here for a couple of weeks. I'm going to guarantee that this book is going to be on this list next week. Mm-hmm. And I'll say one thing without giving anything away about the show. I watched that 6th episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I mean, it was action packed, a lot going on, which, you expect. But I'm telling you, towards the end of that show, man, whew, boy, It got emotional. Emotional. And I just that makes me love talking about this book right now. And although I can't really, I want to let it all out, right? But I can't. It would be so great for me to just talk about this book how I want to talk about it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let all you guys that ain't watched the episode yet go watch that, and then we'll probably be talking. We might be talking about this book next week again, to where we can bring some tissue, because we might be getting deep into it, but. This right now, this comic book means a lot more to me than it ever did. And I'm very happy to see it on this list again. It had 175% increase in sales. I think that's going to go up next week. High selling at $9,600.
Damn.
Wow.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
And do you know I own almost this whole run? I'm missing about 4 books. And one of them's this one. I don't have this book. What is it?
Listen, there was a 1 in 15 variant. It was a Hasbro variant. I think I showed that a few weeks in my Fresh from the Comic Shop.
You did.
And those are going for $5. They shot up crazy in price as well. I mean, I'm not sure if the bus left the station, Chris. I have a feeling that things will slow down with these books. And I think there's an opportunity for everybody to be able to get them. I can't say any more than that. I don't want to say any more. Justin, what are your thoughts here?
I'm just glad I got Sam Wilson's first official appearance. That was my main thing. I got it last year, right before things got crazy. That was one of my only books that sent to CGC, and that thing just came back recently for 7.
That's a classic book. That was even before
7.0.
So mine's probably more of like a 4.0, but I'm happy with it.
That's a classic book.
They're all it's crazy. It's good that you have it.
That was a huge book before we even saw the Falcon in the MCU.
Yep.
Good on both of you guys for owning that. All right, Chris, here we go. Top 10 hottest comics of the week. Your third most interesting pick from this list will make at least one person watching the show happy. One person.
Well, guys, you know me. I love a lot of things. I love Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man's my grail run. You guys know how I love Adam Warlock. I wish I could talk about Adam Warlock. Infinity Watch number 1 every week. I wish we could just ignore the top 10 and I just sit here with my Infinity War number 1 and just shove it in your face, right? But I don't do that. I'm a nice guy, so it takes a lot, but I don't do it. But outside of those things, you know what I've been talking about for like the last 2+ years? Strange Tales. And I liked it. How many submissions from our Fresh from the Comic Shop were Strange Tales, man? I got to put number 1 as Strange Tales number 159 because I've been talking about this run literally for over 2 years. You could go back to my videos on YouTube when I was just casually making videos. I was saying Strange Tales, Strange Tales, Strange Tales. There are so many first appearances, spec books that are, this whole run has been overlooked for so long. So what have I been doing? Filling holes, building a run of some Strange Tales that I can get. And I'm not even talking about the early Silver Age ones. There's a lot in the later run, like this issue right here, number 159, the first appearance of Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Dude, ironically, I don't have this book. So I'm talking to myself here when I'm saying, like, why haven't you been picking up Strange Tales books? I guess I've been picking up the wrong ones. No, I'm just kidding. But it just goes to show that there's so many out there. But look at these numbers. 395% increase in sales since we had the cameo from Julia Louis Dreyfus. Is that how you say her last name?
Yes.
Elaine, check this out though. A couple weeks ago, you know what a high sale of a CGC 9.6 was going for? How about Justin? I'm gonna bring you in on this.
Yeah.
Give me a rough estimate. This book, 2 weeks ago, you don't know that this character is gonna, that this is the first appearance of a Contessa in the, and we don't know that this character is gonna show up in the MCU. We know nothing about that. What do you think this book would go for a couple weeks ago in a CGC 9.6?
And
just rough estimate.
I think it's in the hundreds just because it's old. It's older. I don't know, $100, $200 in a 9.6. That is pretty high for an older book like that.
Matt said.
The 9.6. Yeah, that's
I'll guess 200.
130.
That's what Matt.
You said a couple hundred. Well, it did have, like to your point, Justin. I think we really got to look at 9.6s for Silver Age books like this. Yeah. So it was going for $565.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
That was a high sale. Right. So fair market value may have been a little lower, you do that estimate, but high sale $565. Guess what the high sale was this week in the CGC 9.6? $1,985.
Wow. It's crazy.
That's almost 4 times a jump in 1 week.
Oh my God.
Look, now I'm going to talk about this a little bit. I'm talking about this a little bit because, Jeff, we talk about this all the time. I talk about it on my channel. I talk about the market, and there's all these naysayers. Oh, the market's going to crash. These books aren't worth this much. I'm like, if a book sells for that much, it's worth that much. Might not be worth that much tomorrow, but if it sells for that today, it's worth that much.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if there's somebody that's, rolling around with money and they're not concerned about paying their rent, paying their car bill, buying groceries. They're good. And all they care about is jumping on this book because they watched last week's episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And here comes, maybe they grew up, maybe they're our age and they love Seinfeld and they saw Elaine, like Elaine's in the MCU. First appearance of the Contessa. Wait, gotta retype. Contessa Valen. What? Google. Contessa Delegra del Hunt. Okay. Straight to Google. Key Collector Comic App. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Strange Tales 159. eBay. Oh man. Oh, there's one right there. CGC 9.6. It's got 800 or best offer 1985. I don't care. And the eBay seller's looking at it like, wait a minute, is that possible? I was only asking 800. I'll take it. So I don't care how this happened. It happened, and some lucky individual got this book for 4 times what it was selling just a week ago. So I hope they're happy. But obviously, all the theatrics. The point I'm trying to make is I really don't know. I really don't know if somebody just went trigger crazy on their phone. But you know, I don't know if this price will hold. But I'll say this. I will say this. I'm going to repeat myself. Strange Tales is a Silver Age run that has been undervalued for a very long time. Okay. And I will say this too. You know, Julia Louis Dreyfus, let's say her name right again. You know, she's a solid, you know, she's won Emmys. And she's got clout, man. She's freaking Elaine. And obviously they wouldn't just introduce this character just, you know, for shits and giggles. This character is going to be something in the MCU. And I think that's definitely going to keep eyes on this book. So will this 9.6 value cool off maybe a little bit, you know, after the show goes away and then we don't see the characters maybe for a little bit, you know, sure, ebb and flow. But look, the bottom line is this. This book, again, I say this all the time about thresholds. We're done seeing this book sell for $565 in CGC 9.6. That's all I got to say.
There's more plans for Val in the MCU, no doubt. Swagglehaus came up with a good solution here, guys. Just call this character Elaine. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Well played, Swagglehaus. Justin, your thoughts on this final book?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I'm not interested in it. Obviously, if you can find it for a deal, yes, absolutely go for it. I need to see more though. Sure, it'd be great. I hope that we see more of her. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really tracking anything down like this right now. But like I said, yeah, if you see it for a deal, obviously, you know, hearing these numbers, see if you can grab one, then go for it. But it's kind of where it's been.
I mean, that's exactly what happened, Chris, by the way. Well played. That was all improv, by the way, but that's how it happened. You had just like literally either you're on the West Coast watching it at midnight or you're on the East Coast watching it at 3 a.m. And there's somebody in there going, oh, I gotta get this character. Elaine's playing her. But like, this is what's happening. And Dan De La Torre brought it up well. This major spike in price is not a bubble. There are way too many good people getting into comic collecting for this market to crash. It's alive and healthy. Yep. And agreed. I think more people have been introduced, not only because of the pandemic, but I think more people have been introduced because of all of this content that would have came out with the pandemic or not the pandemic. And like people are interested in seeing these series on Disney Plus. People are interested in these characters. People are interested in the mythology of these characters. People are interested in the history of these characters. And it's just getting people into this hobby that we love. And that is only a good thing. You can't complain. I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen with the prices. I don't know if it's a bubble or not. Who knows? Especially when things start, going back to some sort of normalcy where people are spending more money on going out and things like that. But I mean, just enjoy this. Like, honestly, I think all of us, I can speak for you guys. I say this, I've been saying this all show, but I think this is kind of fun too. Seeing, how much we've invested, not only monetarily into this hobby, but invested emotionally into this hobby as well. And to see these characters finally make it big time and people are interested in them that normally wouldn't have been 10, 20 years ago, it's fun for me.
I want to say too, just talking about the market, think of it like this. Wouldn't it be funny? Say, you got a little chunk of money to invest and you go to a stockbroker, a finance expert or whatever. Maybe you're just buying stock yourself, when you're savvy. And, you buy into some Apple, you buy into some Tesla stock, whatever it is, and you diversify your options. And your stocks are booming, right? You're up one day 50%, you're up 20%, you're up 80% the next day, and your stocks are booming. And imagine you're sitting there with, this handful of stocks, and you're up, you've tripled your money, but you're looking at other stocks that you didn't buy, and they're booming too, and you start crying about it. How would that, man, it's those stocks, it's just a bubble and those stocks are gonna be worthless. It's insider trading. Can you imagine it being like that? That's how collectors are with comic books. It's like, look, and I'm not saying every book isn't up right now. I talked about this. With every market portfolio, whether it's stocks, you look at the S&P 500. That's a stock index, meaning there's countless different stocks on that index. If the S&P 500 is up, 2.3 points, that doesn't mean every stock is up that day. Some of them may have had losses. You can look at comic books as a stock index, and some of them are going to be up one day and some of them are going to be down. But as an index, the market as a whole is up. So you are most likely going to be owning books that are up. So just stop being mad that you missed out on some and you don't own some and they're up too. Just be happy with what you have. And at the end of the day, to what you were saying, Jeff, there's something much more substantial with comic books than stocks. They're not just a number on a screen.
Yeah.
There's something that we can read and enjoy and enjoy with the art and the love of the characters and the stories and the history and the meanings and the passion and the soul and the heart that is in these things. So come on, man. Like you said, Jeff, just what a great time. Just freaking enjoy it however you can.
I want to add one more thing to how you were describing those books. You could also smell them.
Yep. And smell them. Let's take out this beautiful 20 center. Oh my God.
We're going to end on this note, the hottest comics of the week. Matt asked, none of my friends collect comics, but they all watch the MCU and love it. And that goes to how these were, these characters were created with love and just kind of appreciation. And it's just, again, it's an exciting time for this hobby that we all love. Actually, Justin, we're going to leave you with the final thoughts on the top 10 hottest comics of the week.
Oh, man. All I have to say is, looking at the list overall, I'm just going to say Joker was a great read. I would say if you guys have not picked, what were we talking? Oh, you mentioned before, and I'm going off, but you mentioned before about Nightwing 78. You said that there was speculation on it or something to that effect. Is that right? Why is that? Was there a first appearance or something like that?
There was a first appearance of, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember who it is.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the, it's a villain. It's a female villain. She's the daughter of. She's the daughter who killed.
Right.
Dick's parents.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then I was just curious because I don't know. So with a lot of these, like the Joker is the one thing that stood out to me. I love that 1 in 50 that was on the list, this list here. But the story is just great right now. I'm always in the hopes of could comics spike because they're just good stories, or does that ever happen? And I was kind of hoping that was what 78 was about. And but I guess you're mentioning the character too. But
no, I think it also is. It took a lot of people by surprise at how good it really was. It was excellent. Right. I was like, it's rare where I'm just like, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. I have maybe 3 or 4 books that I am just all in on.
Right.
But this was one of them, and I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
The second issue, based on cover price, is going for like $20-$25 too. So, by the way, Swagglehaus, I love that No Good keeps talking about these DC books, but claims not to be. Good point.
It's so true, man. It's terrible.
He's a double agent.
Very good point. And by the way, the guy you replaced, Justin, Drew. What up, everyone? Just checking in. Hope everyone is doing well. That's the guy you replaced.
What's up, Drew?
Big shoes to fill, and you're doing it. Drew, what's up, man?
That's some great stuff.
We miss you. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon. Anyways, that there ends our top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of cover prices data. We'll have a new list next week, and it will be just as interesting. It always is interesting, isn't that right, Chris?
Absolutely.